I would suggest there's two sides to the cybercrime unit. We support other sections of the department, criminal investigation, intelligence, uniform. Should they seize devices with evidence, potential evidence on them, we will take those devices, extract that information, and prepare it for them. The other side, and where our real passion lies, is combating child exploitation online. Those cases we take ourselves, investigate them, do the examinations, and compel people to court. The child exploitation side, somebody with the skills, and we have a group here now, needs to stand up for these kids. And it's a simple theory held by most of us worldwide that, like so many things, it's money driven. This content is often being made for money. If we make it so difficult and so risky to collect that content, well, the demand dries up. If the demand isn't there and nobody's making money, maybe we save a child.
I think often people forget the amount of technology that is currently before us and accessible to us. And technology is expanding with leaps and bounds, not only on a monthly basis, but almost on a weekly basis. And we have to make sure as a police service that we keep up with what's out there. When you have a cybercrime unit, obviously it brings that extra lens to our investigative team. And these are people that are dedicated, that have the skill set, that are able to dig into these types of investigations. They are not easy. They cross borders, both internationally and pretty much all over the world, where you end up with victims in locations that before, without these types of investigations, would not fall under our radar.
We become involved in just about every single major case now. Cell phones, computers, online content. We capture it, we prepare it, we give it meaning. That's what it is, verify it, and then supply it back to the investigators. I mean, you know, cell phones. They have become such a valuable container of evidence for people's lives. Everybody has one. It's constantly on them, they're constantly using them. Hence, that's where a lot of evidence is found. And with a lot of training, a lot of equipment, and a lot of ingenuity, we're able to get into these devices and extract that data.
Yeah, you can look at data a couple different ways. So the volume of data is totally case by case. So we may go to a home and seize a single cell phone that's a 16 gigabyte cell phone. So that's the storage capacity of that cell phone. And to us, that would be a great day because it's not going to take us very long to get through the content on that. However, I've been on warrants where we've seized multiple terabytes of data on various, across 30 different hard drives. And it takes a long time to not only acquire that data, then convert it into a form that we can examine forensically. And then you get into the examination process and it can take a heck of a long time. Yeah, I mean, if you think that, you can fit tens of thousands, if not millions of photographs on some of these devices nowadays. And for us to wade through all that stuff can take some period of time. It's not just that, there's also cloud storage nowadays. So, when we seize devices, we also have to think that, maybe there's stuff stored in the cloud. And so we try to get into that data as well. And yeah, it's, we kind of say that, we seize one device, it can take a week or two to get through one device. And so it can become cumbersome when you're seizing multiple devices or get 20 cell phones thrown at you in a single investigation. It can take some time. But thankfully, we've got a lot of good technology, a lot of good hardware in here that gives us a lot of horsepower to kind of crunch that stuff so that we can get onto the examination phase. We've also got 4 highly motivated, well-trained individuals in here that aren't afraid of a challenge. So when it comes to the very sensitive, disturbing content, you can't have it not affect you, but again, for me personally, I try to take a more analytical approach to it. I try not to dwell on the actual contents and view it from how a normal person might look at something when they're exposed to it. I'm just looking at it, analyzing it, categorizing it, and moving on to the next one. And again, I haven't been here a long time, so I'm not sure what sort of long-term effects that will have on me. But I understand that I need to take an active role in taking care of my own mental health. So
We support one another a lot. We have rules in place. If you're going to have to go through that media, which we do with every one of those investigations, we do not do it alone. If it starts bothering you, somebody else picks up for you. And we just recognize that it's not fun, it's not nice to look at, but I often think of the child, and that if we can do something to perhaps rescue or at least bring to light what's been done to this child, then yeah, I'll go the extra mile.
It is not an easy job with the types of cases that they deal with, but the fruit of their labor is definitely something that you see once you see the actual results of such an investigation, that though a year was spent, comes to fruition with many charges and with many victims receiving the help and being identified through the process.
With the number of arrests and charges we've been laying, we make sure it's well known that we're out there. We have a presence online. We investigate and chase down every single tip we receive. And yeah, I think people are probably starting to feel the pinch if they're in that community. And we'll keep coming after them. We won't stop.